concept about heaven.
About who?
Heaven.
Heaven?
So in my brain, I feel like a lot of us are gonna go to heaven. You feel me? But in heaven, I feel like there's still segregation. I feel like the ones that sinned a lot but still made it like real close, they're gonna get like they'll live in like the hood of heaven. You know, I think there's a hood in heaven. I feel like if you like live a very sinless life, it's like real good, like you ain't fuck nobody, you were just holy financial. I feel like you're gonna have a nice little mansion, you feel me? I feel like your house won't even be gold, it'd be like plutonium, like some random shit, like yeah, exactly. So that's my theory about like heaven. And it's because I read this verse that mentioned like it's like a ranking system in heaven for people, even though it's not commonly talked about, but this actually rank system for like the beings in heavens is also a system for us as well. Kind of that I was reading, but I'm not sure how it works, but it seemed like there's a rank system. So I was like, okay, it kind of makes sense. If this dude doing all this good stuff, but I'm doing bad stuff, I still get to go to heaven because, you know, forgive me, you know, the concept of forgiveness, all that stuff. I think I might just be in the hood of heaven. Cause I thought AP, I keep telling her she gonna be in the hood of heaven. Cause she not a bad, she don't break, she don't steal, she don't kill, nothing. She clean, she holy. But she just don't believe in a lot of the things in the Bible. So I'm like, okay, you'll make it, but not close to God. You feel me? Like, he won't let you get close to him. So what do y'all think about that?
I'll be down the street.
He'll definitely be in the hood.
You think he'll be in the hood?
Yeah, because I don't believe everything.
You don't believe in it at all?
I don't say anything. I know it's some things that's true, but everything I don't believe.
Yeah, I'll be
So,
in the hood too.
You think so too?
Yeah, cause we like more like, we not religious. Well, we're not super religious, but we like spiritual.
Okay, is it like you're spiritual?
I don't know. They ask them.
I don't know how it works. You gotta ask them.
I just believe that there's a higher power. I just don't like whatever is written
You don't
in
know
books.
what it
I
is,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what
don't
the
believe
truth
what
is.
man wrote, but I know it's a higher power. Like,
Yeah.
Gotcha. How about you, Panda? How do you feel about the hoods in heaven?
I don't view it that way. Like, I grew up being raised Catholic and whatnot, but in my brain, it was never like presented that way. You know, like in my brain, we're all just in a space.
Yeah.
You know, like not necessarily like clustered or classified into certain groups based of how we lived our lives or sins or anything. Like we're just all there with God. You know. And, like, I'm not super religious either anymore. Like, I just kind of, like, grew out of it as I got older.
Yeah.
But I still believe in, like, a higher being, that kind of thing.
Okay. So do y'all believe in heaven? Or y'all don't think heaven exists?
I don't think heaven is a place.
You think?
Yeah.
So what do you think heaven is?
I feel like it's like I guess a mindset per se, because I feel like we go around and we create our own suffering, and so we're in a way like in our own hell, right? But when we finally like accept, and I know like the concept of forgiveness and all that stuff, when you're tired of hating people and just like out of that mindset of like I'm gonna get that person back or whatever, like you get your own inner peace, and we're in a way in a form of heaven. I personally don't feel like with that concept we'll never be in heaven, like because there's some crap going on in the world. And it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of hard. But I also feel like it's attainable, I just don't see it happening anytime soon.
Definitely not soon. Definitely not
No.
soon. Alright, but okay, what about the concept of the hood heaven and like the nicer heaven? Like,
See, like that
but I
thought,
feel like nobody's like sinless. Like who does nothing bad?
you'll be surprised, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like levels to it. Imagine like this dude killed 18 people. You feel me? But in his last years he was holy.
But I feel like if you made it, you made it.
That's the thing though. But
You know what I'm saying? It ain't like, oh yeah, you in heaven, but like you won't get all the benefits of being like you get partial benefits. Like you like they gonna work like because at the same then like it ain't even heaven at that point.
No, it is heaven. You know, there's no pain, there's no suffering, there's no bills. What you mean? That's heaven.
but like if you think about it, like you know, the concept of the hood of heaven.
Yeah.
You know the way the hood was created, right? It was like that's the way you're making me think about it. I'm like the way the hood was created is the government said here's some drugs, here isolation. So like we're not doing all of the things that the commandments said. Now we're put in a corner, a fucking rat hole of heaven.
Nah, it'd be a rat hole. It'd be nice. You know what I mean? It'd be like I don't know. Like we'll live in good houses.
It's not the suburbs.
But just you know what I mean?
But it's still like, I don't know, because I feel like if like you throw me in the hood of heaven, I'm gonna be like, you shouldn't have even brought me up here. Cause like, you
I
feel
was
me?
in the hood on earth.
Yeah, because like, why they living better than me? Like, I don't care about, if like you forgave me, you forgave me. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, send me
How do you
back.
imagine there would be interactions with like a hood? So like, okay, so is there like hood, like suburbs?
Yes.
Yeah, but then they gonna treat you
Yes.
different
So, like-
though. So they gonna treat you different. Like,
Nah,
he from the hood of heaven. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really trust
So you
him.
in the hood?
It was like earth, like it was not even heaven.
I think it'll be different. I feel like we won't be like salty. We'll just be like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Because in the Bible, like certain people that died in the Bible, they were able to, each person had different, I don't know how to explain it. Some of them definitely had more special treatment, it seemed like. Like, who was a person? I forgot, whatever. Like when Jesus showed himself in the Bible, only 2 G's came down to talk to people. What happened to the other like 1,000 G's that died for him, you feel me? So I was like, I wonder why those 2 were chosen to come down instead of, just a bunch of people. I feel like it's more convincing when an army of people come down, it's like, yo, dude's real versus just 2 dudes, you feel me? Or like, only certain people were God spoke to directly, like David, Solomon were the only like couple of kings that God spoke to directly versus the other people. So it's kind of like, I'm like, there has to be some type of separation. Like, why are you talking to you and not me? You feel me? Like, there's always that happening. So that's why I kind of like, I don't know. But I feel like we won't be salty about it. I don't think like, oh, God talk to you, not me. Like, no, God talk to you, you handle all that stress. I don't know.
And like with that in mind, like I'm not thinking there's a hood. I'm thinking like literal ranking. Like there's a commander and there's like
Yeah, like that's what I'm
something
saying,
going
yeah.
on. You know what I'm saying? Or like if you're thinking about like I guess wolves, like there's alphas, omegas, betas, and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I'm not thinking like oh go over there. Like I can't bring my purse around you. Like oh where you stay at? Like oh Hood Avenue. Like what?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
sorry, I can't go
like,
over there.
basically, like, it's like you on the outskirts of heaven.
Exactly. So like I feel like the whole like, oh you're an Omega, okay that's cool. Like we could hang out. I'm not thinking like, oh I'm better than you. I just God tells me more things than you. Like,
Because all sin is equal, so it don't matter if a person killed like it don't matter if you lied to somebody and I killed 18 people. Like it's the same thing.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's true. It's just crazy. That's how it is. That's crazy. I don't know. I think I'll be salty. If someone killed 18 people and I made one lie, I'd be like, dang.
But see, that's not right because all sin is equal.
That's crazy. He's right though.
you feel like you're on your way out. You feel salty? You feel resentful?
Okay, then here's another
Talk about the Steve Harvey thing.
What's Steve Harvey thing?
The joke skit that he had about like being in line.
Tell
Do y'all watch Steve Harvey at all? Like his comedy stuff, or did you guys know he was a comedian?
Yeah.
Okay, so like there was this one skit that he had like way back, and that's kind of what triggered all of this conversation and all the topics about heaven. So like he was saying how like the day of judgment will be in line, and that one person you expected to go to heaven, God will be like, go to hell, and you're like watching him walk by, and you're like, who's judging today? God, you up there? That's a thought. Like I really think some shit.
But like I feel like that even how he like a person killed. Like just because you killed 18 people and a person didn't kill nobody, like that don't mean that they gonna go to heaven before you. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what they done did. For real, you be looking like I thought it was good. Nah, you gotta go to hell,
I was trying to get that skit. The part where the dude walked out, he'd be like, yo, Jesus, what's up? Jesus, help me out, bro. You know what I mean?
Like, nah,
It's crazy.
I can't do nothing
That's
for you,
God's
my
homie.
boy.
It's out of my hands. It's out of my hands.
Oh my gosh. No, see, I feel like Panda will go to heaven, right? If I see her don't make it, I'm stressing. I'm like, yo, like, that girl is nothing, bro.
I'm dead.
Hey. I don't know, you think you're gonna go to heaven, Panda?
I'd like to think so.
I don't know, man. You haven't gone to church in a minute. I don't know.
I know. That's why I'm saying I'd like to think so.
You really think not going to church like puts you on a blacklist?
No. No more we going to church.
That's what I'm saying. No,
I feel like half the church gonna go to hell.
nah, like 80%. I feel like 80%.
You're just looking up. You're
That's
supposed to be
crazy.
More than half. Like
Where did I go
most of
wrong?
the
Where are you?
pastors, they going to hell.
Oh, for sure.
Like, yeah, I feel like most of the church going to hell.
For sure.
Man, that's crazy.
I'm not issue with churches sometimes that the money thing gets become a big problem for me. Like, yeah, because like there's that one church Hillsong in Australia that got in trouble because they were torturing their people. They were. I'll tell you about this, right? Hillsong Church. Right, Hillsong Church is a church in Australia. They had dudes going to graveyards and laying on the grave trying to absorb blessing. Like these are Christians. Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Yes.
You really go for stuff like
Bro,
that?
Bruh.
get pictures. They were laying on the grave, absorbing blessing.
Like, bro, you know the type of world we live in.
Wait, what'd you say?
I told you know the type of world we live in. People do all type of stuff.
I
Like,
guess if you don't know them, but you can't do it.
man, we be knowing better. Like, come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. And then they also, like, they make this woman quit her job and work for free, saying God won't send you to hell and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
but
just
he's
so
gotta
wild
send
to
me.
me. Huh?
I don't know. He just got to send me.
Like the way like people be so devoted to something, like that's wild to me.
But I feel like
wish
it's
I could
just
have that level of devotion.
they get people who like really just want to be a part of something. Cause I feel like people be knowing, but they just like, I don't care. Like I'm gonna just go lay on the grave and like act like I'm getting blessings. It's like, come on, man.
Oh, no.
Like that's just funny.
Exactly. I was like, how you know they got blessings?
But like in the Catholic Church, like hasn't there been times that it's happened in the Catholic Church too, like stuff like that, where they do crazy stuff?
I mean, a lot of people will do a lot of crazy things in the name of God. You know what I mean? Be like, oh yeah, God gave me this vision or this direction to like do this, and it's just like you're just trying to use God as an excuse to be a horrible person. You know what I mean? And so that's the thing where I'm just like, modern day Christianity, I'm like, you know, I'm just like, can you? That's not how it's supposed to work. You know, like this is what we say, like don't use God's name in vain. Like you're not supposed to use him to excuse like your actions or like to like put forward your certain like opinions or views or agenda, that kind of thing.
God said.
It's like I didn't say all that now.
I'm like, God, like, they wilding down there.